What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, with another edition of Where, Pick, and Dare, where I pick games for the various games that are occurring tomorrow. Whether it's football, baseball, basketball, basically whatever games I want to pick, I will pick them. With all that being said, on with the video. College men's basketball. Miami, Ohio RedHawks versus Buffalo Bulls. So Miami, Ohio is a 76.8% chance to win, and Buffalo is a 23.2% chance to win. This is at Buffalo, so Miami, Ohio's 23 nation, 22-0 record. Buffalo's unranked, 14-0 record. So for stats, Miami, Ohio has more points per game. Buffalo has more points against. Miami, Ohio has a higher field goal percentage and has more rebounds per game, assists per game, blocks per game, and slightly more steals per game. So the only stat with that's like major difference is the points per game. So it's a 13.6 in favor of Miami, Ohio. So despite the home field advantage that Buffalo has, I think with the points per game advantage, I think Miami, Ohio will beat Buffalo tomorrow. St. John's Red Storm versus DePaul Blue Demons. St. John's has an 83.7% chance to win. DePaul has a 16.3% chance to win. This is at DePaul. So St. John's is 22 nation, 16-5 record. DePaul is unranked, 12-10 record. So for stats, St. John's is more points per game, points against, higher field goal percentage, more rebounds per game, slightly more assists per game, more blocks per game, and steals per game. The only stat that's really a major difference is the points per game. It is a 13.0 advantage in favor of St. John's. So despite the home field, so I mean, DePaul and St. John's, neither one I don't think has a large fan base, so home field advantage may not matter much. Like, I don't think it would matter much either way. But it could still be interesting. I mean, so but with the points per game advantage, regardless of however big home field advantage is, with the points per game advantage, I think St. John's is going to beat DePaul tomorrow. St. Louis Billikens versus Davidson Wildcats. St. Louis has an 81% chance to win, and Davidson has a 19% chance to win. This is at Davidson. So, yeah, so St. Louis is 19 nation, 21-1 record. Davidson's unranked, 13-8 record. For stats, St. Louis has more points per game. Davidson has more points against. St. Louis has a higher field goal percentage and has more rebounds per game, assists per game. Davidson has slightly more blocks per game, and St. Louis has slightly more steals per game. The only stat with the big difference is the points per game. It is a 19.5 in favor difference in favor of St. Louis. The rest are pretty close. So I mean, home field advantage may not matter much with Davidson. I mean, neither of these teams have large fan bases. I don't think. Like to my knowledge, I don't think their fan bases are very large. They're not power conference. They're not like power teams, so it may not matter much. But with that really big points per game advantage, I think St. Louis will beat Davidson tomorrow. NBA. Denver Nuggets versus Detroit Pistons. The Nuggets have a 41.7% chance to win. The Pistons have a 58.3% chance to win. This is at Detroit. For injuries, for the Nuggets, Johnson, Gordon, and Bates are out, and Braun's a game time decision. For the Pistons, Levert and Smith are game time decisions. For stats, the Nuggets have more points per game, points against, higher field goal percentage. Pistons have more rebounds per game. Nuggets have more assists per game. Pistons have more blocks per game, and slightly more steal they have more steals per game. So these stats are pretty close. So I think home field advantage is going to be a big thing here. So I think the Pistons will beat the Nuggets tomorrow. Orlando Magic versus Oklahoma City Thunder. The Magic have a 26.7% chance to win, and the Thunder have a 73.3% chance to win. This is at OKC. For injuries, for the Magic, Wagner and Castleton are out. For the Thunder, Williams and Mitchell are out, and Hartenstein, Williams, and uh, Holmgren are game time decisions. For stats, the Thunder have more points per game. The Magic have more points against. Thunder have higher field goal percentage. The Magic have slightly more rebounds per game and assists per game. The Thunder have slightly more blocks per game and have more steals per game. These stats are pretty close, so I think home field advantage is going to be a big thing here. So I think the Thunder will beat the Magic tomorrow. Philadelphia 76ers versus Golden State Warriors. The Sixers have a 34.7% chance to win. The Warriors have a 65.3% chance to win. This is at Golden State. For injuries, for the Sixers, Embiid's a game time decision, and George is out. And for the Warriors, Moody's a game time decision, and Cryer, Curry, and Kuminga are out. Yeah, that's a bad freaking deal. Yeah, for stats, points per game is even. Uh, Sixers have more points against. Field goal percentage is even. Sixers have a slightly more rebounds per game. Warriors have more assists per game. Sixers have more blocks per game, and Warriors have more steals per game. So these stats are pretty close. So home field advantage will play a role, but with all those injuries, yeah, I don't know. With all those injuries, that's gonna be bad. So so despite the home field advantage that the Warriors have, I think with all those injuries, I think the 76ers will beat the Warriors tomorrow. And that's it for picks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my picks. Do you agree with them? Do you not? If you have different picks, you can put them in the comments. But other than that, please like, subscribe, and all that. Thank you for listening, and look forward to the next video.